So we can keep them closed for right now, and let you know when we're ready. So last week we talked about money, right? So we did some adding and subtracting of dollar values. This week we're going to start to think about more in terms of spending money, and how do we keep track of spending money. So have you ever heard the word budget before?
Yes.
What is a budget?
So it's the amount of money that you have for you or for your family.
Mm-hmm. You have that money in a budget?
It's the amount of money you have in your account.
Right. So, yes. So maybe if you have a budget, you know you have a certain amount of money that you can spend.
Yeah.
Right? So that's exactly what a budget is. It's money, an estimate of how much money you have to spend and maybe how much money you're going to have left over.
Right.
What about the word income? Have you heard the word income before?
Yes.
What does an income mean?
But payment.
Payment to you, or are you paying someone else if you have an
Paying
income?
someone else.
You have an income.
So if you have an income, does that mean that you're receiving money?
It means you're receiving money, right? So an income, like my income is from working here at the school.
Right. Yeah.
Your income, maybe if you don't have a job, maybe you have income because you mow the neighbor's lawn, or you do chores at home and you have an allowance. That could be an income for you, right? So it's any money that you're receiving. What about an expense? What's an expense?
So what is it again?
What is an expense?
Expense. Would that mean the total of money you have?
Not quite the money that you have. What about, any thoughts, Noah, what an expense is? What if I said that I had an expense and the expense was my phone bill? I'm paying money for my phone bill and that's an expense.
So then you're paying the bills for what you have for your phone,
Mhm.
and electricity, water bill.
Awesome. So an electric bill is another expense, and a water bill might be another expense. So an expense is money that you're spending, that you're giving to someone else, or that you're spending on items or services. Those are expenses. So let's see if we can come up with incomes.
Job.
Pay from your job.
Going to the bank because that's how people get their money from. Well, other people will they also get money from jobs too, but if they are retired,
They go to the bank
go
and
to
they
the
get
bank.
money?
Yeah.
Is that money already theirs though?
I don't think so because I think that the retirement retirement money
Retirement money?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it goes into
we could say that retirement money could be an income. Maybe if you have a pension, a lot of times if you've retired, you earn a pension.
Okay.
What's another kind of an income we might have?
Someone breaks your stuff, they pay you back to pay for it.
Someone, let's call that maybe maybe money as a gift. Maybe if someone gives you money.
Yeah,
So let's see. I'm just gonna write gift money. So that's if someone, maybe it's your birthday, and Grandma sends you a card with $20 in it. You could say that's a type of an income.
Yeah.
Good. Any other thoughts about incomes?
Graduation.
Maybe if you've graduated, and a lot of times your relatives will give you money, I would say that's also gift money. Good. What are some types of expenses? What do we think about expenses? What's money that we spend on things?
Bills.
Bills. So maybe like a phone bill,
Yep.
an
Water
electric bill,
TV bill.
cable bill, yep. What other expenses might we have?
Internet.
Internet, yep.
Food.
Food, right. Food can be a big expense.
Clothes.
Clothes, good.
Cars.
Cars, yeah. And maybe things that go along with cars, like gas.
Yep.
What about car insurance?
Yep. Oil changes.
Oil changes?
Hospital.
Medical bills, yeah. Or even health insurance.
Yep. Also, like if you wanna like for example, if you wanna go out to eat with your family or go to the movies or something.
Movies, yep. Good. This is a really good list. Okay, so I have a worksheet for you guys. And on this worksheet, we have a list of items. Some of them are incomes and some of them are expenses. Okay? And what I ask you to do is transportation expense and other. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go through this list and figure out whether it's an income or an expense. And if it's an expense, try and see if we can find which category it fits into. Maybe it's a restaurant bill, so you put that under food. Okay? So I'm going to leave this reference up on the board so you can look at it as you fill out your worksheet, and then we'll go over them at the end. For incomes.
Pay check from work.
Good. Paycheck. I'm going to cross that one off because we did it.
Get paid for mowing a neighbor's lawn.
Good. So payment from mowing a lawn. Any other incomes? No? Okay. What did we have over here for shelter or housing expense?
Clothes.
New clothes?
Rent for an apartment.
Rent for, I would definitely agree with rent. What about clothes? Where'd you have clothes, Noah?
Other miscellaneous.
Other?
expense.
That's where I would go with that one too.
Same with video games.
You had video games here too? We'll wait on video games. I would put clothes over here too. I can understand why you might put them in housing because maybe they're in your house,
Yeah.
but I would put them on other expenses. Do we have any other shelter or housing expense?
No.
Okay. What about for food expense?
Grocery bill.
Groceries?
And eating out.
Eating out?
Eat.
Okay. Eating lunch out, grocery bill. Okay, any other food expenses?
No.
Okay, what about entertainment?
Trip to the movies.
Concert
Movies?
tickets.
Good. Movies, concert.
Well, I forgot one that's part of income's electric bill.
Electric bill, part of income?
Yeah.
So an electric
You
bill,
pay.
are you receiving money for using
You
electricity
pay.
or are you paying money? You're paying. So electric bill wouldn't be an income, it's gonna be an expense. Where do you think we might put it?
Probably other, maybe.
I would say this one we have two options. I would say we could go other or we could go shelter or housing
I
expense.
think probably shelter would probably be better.
Shelter? Where'd you have the electric bill, Noah?
Shelter.
Okay, either one I could see being, right. Electric. Okay, did we have any other entertainment expenses?
Buy a new video game.
New video games? I think Noah said he had those under other, right?
Yeah.
That's fine too. I would say that's okay. New video game. Okay, any other entertainment expenses? What about transportation?
Car payment.
Good.
Oil for your car. Gas for car.
Oil. Gas.
And car insurance.
Car insurance. Good. Okay, and then what else do we have under other or miscellaneous?
Cell phone bill,
Cell phone?
health insurance.
Good. Anything else? Cell phone, health insurance, okay.
Yep, that's it.
Good, so we got everything. I think that looks pretty good. So now, if you read the bottom of that page, what does it say?
Part of making a budget is keeping track of what types of things you spend your money on and whether those expenses are for things you need or for things that you want. Look through all of the items that are expenses and highlight all of the expenses that are needs.
Okay, so what does it mean if you need something?
So like if you needed food, then you're gonna need it to survive.
Right, everybody needs food, right?
Yep.
Everybody needs a place to live,
Yep.
right? Maybe, what are some other needs that we might have?
Drinks.
Drinks, yeah. Food and water,
We also need education.
education. What are like examples of something that you want but maybe don't necessarily need?
Jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah.
Girls
It's
these
kind of-
days.
Girls these days. Jewelry is a good type of a want. What else?
Video games.
Video games,
Movies, CDs.
movies, and CDs. Yeah, those are wants because we don't necessarily need them to live. They might make us happy. They
Yep.
might make us happier, but it's not quite as important as having somewhere to live, right? So I want you to go through all of the expenses. You don't have to worry about the incomes for this, but go through all of your expense categories and circle the ones that you need.
It's oil, gas, and
Maybe needs for everybody. Do you think? What if you live in the city?
Then
You
that's
think-
gonna be different.
Then that might be a want, right? But out here, having a car is kind of a need, right?
Right,
And then if we have a car, then we have to change the road, we have to buy gas, and we have to have car insurance. So in our case, this is a need. But in somebody else's case, like if they live in a city, might not be a need. What else is a need, do you think?
Clothes,
Clothes?
cell phone bill,
health insurance.
Clothes, help. Yeah,
Food,
I would say
groceries.
those are needs.
groceries.
Groceries.
Rent.
Rent is a need, yeah, we need somewhere to live. Good.
Need somewhere to eat.
Need something to eat. Good. Did either of you circle eating out?
No, I didn't circle that.
No.
Well, because like if you because if you go to the grocery store and buy food, then you pretty much all set.
Right. And which one of these do you think is more expensive? Eating out or eating food that you buy at the grocery store? Eating out is more expensive, right? So I would definitely call this a want. I would say eating out is okay for some times, but not good for all the time.
Yeah.
So when we think about making a budget and budgeting our money, we have to think about, okay, should I spend my money on this concert ticket? If it costs me $100 for the ticket and I only have this much money as an income, do I really want to spend that much money on something that I don't need? So that's where we kind of have to start thinking about as we make money and spend money.
Right.
Good. I think that looks pretty good. So, I have a game that we're going to play. We're going to play it together first. So we're going to talk through some of the decisions. So we're going to play it using the projector first. It's called Bank It or Bust. So summer is here, and it's almost senior year. To make next year the best year ever, you've decided you want to buy a car. The problem is you don't have the cash yet, but you have a plan. First, you've got a full-time job. You're making $265.60 each week after taxes, working in the mall at a sporting goods store. You've also made a deal with your uncle. If you can save money by making a budget and sticking to it for the next 10 weeks, he'll double your total savings at the end of the summer. If you save $500, he'll give you another $500. The more you save, the more you get. Get it? So, happily, you're starting off with $400 in savings. So what does that mean? If you have $400 in savings,
So then that would be your personal account.
right, then maybe that's money you have in your bank account. Yep. So it's $400 that you have at the beginning, which will be included in the amount of money your uncle will match at the end of the summer, as long as you haven't lost it. According to the deal with your uncle, the only time you can spend your savings is if you have an unavoidable emergency. What do you think an unavoidable emergency might be?
So like, does that mean like a serious one?
It could be serious.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like if someone like had to have, let's say like food, like if they ran out.
Right, if you ran out of food and you really have to go grocery shopping, or you have to eat out right away, that could be unavoidable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also if you have to like pay like your health insurance bill or somebody else's like who doesn't like if it's like a family member like who doesn't know what's going on.
Or maybe if you ride your bike to work and your bike breaks, all of a sudden you have to pay for repairs.
Yeah.
That could be an unavoidable emergency as well. The rest of the time, you must stick to your budget. No exceptions or the deal is off. Will you be touring around town in a swanky, slightly used sports car, or hanging your head in a broken down rust bucket? Will you bank it all or go bust? It's up to you. Good luck. So, as we play this game, we're going to think about what we should spend money on and what we should save money by not spending. Okay? And at the end, we'll see what kind of car we earn, what kind of car we're able to afford. So it's time to create your budget for the summer. A budget is a tool that helps you plan your spending. The first step in creating a budget is sorting your expenses, the money you spend, into categories. So this is just like what we just did. You spent most of your first paycheck last week. On the next screen, you'll see the receipts for the money you spent. All of your expenses fall into one of four groups: food and drink, transportation, clothing, and entertainment. So we had slightly different categories, but it's along the same lines, right? We had a food category, we had an entertainment category, we had a transportation category. So they threw in a clothing category. Drag your receipts into the appropriate folders to develop your budget. So, does one of you want to come up here and man the computer? And we'll decide.
Sure.
So what do we think about this first one? Shuttle bus to Splashland.
So that
We're
would be
paying
under.
for a shuttle.
So that would be transportation.
Try it. Click and drag. Good. What about a Caesar salad and iced tea?
Food and drinks.
What do you think, Noah?
Food and drink.
Okay.